Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chapter 23, Algebraic Fractions. Exercise 23b. Factors. This is the main topic. So let's discuss what are our main objectives to simplify the algebraic fractions. This is our main objective, but how we are going to simplify those algebraic fractions? By understanding the common factors. Okay, what is the common factor and how can we use that common factor to simplify the fractions? First of all, let's discuss what are factors. Now here I have written some notes for you. We can write a number as a product of its factors. For example, if you have, let's say, 6. So 6 can be written as product of 2 and 3. So this 2 and 3, these numbers whose product is 6, these are called the factors. So we can write any number as a product of its factors. But in general, we cannot write a number as the sum or difference of its factors. For example, you cannot say 2 plus 3 will give you 6. Or you cannot say, if it's addition, you cannot say 2 and 3 are factors of 6. Let me explain you with the help of this example. Here you can see P and Q are factors of PQ. As I said, 2 and 3 are factors of 6. Similarly, this P and Q are factors of this PQ. Why? Because PQ is being multiplied. So if you multiply P and Q, it will give you this expression PQ. Similarly, if you look at the second expression, this one, we have two factors in it. And what are those two factors? The first factor is A and the second factor is A minus B. Why? Because we are multiplying A with A minus B. Now A minus B in the bracket is considered as 1. Right? It's one expression. So you can say that we are multiplying A with this bracket, whatever is inside the bracket. But we are multiplying A with this bracket. So we have two factors. The first one is A and the second one is A minus B. Here you can say in general, P is not a factor of P plus Q. So if you add P and Q, you cannot say P is their factor. Similarly, if you subtract A minus B, you cannot say B is the factor of A minus B. Now what happens when we deal with the fractions? For example, if you have a fraction P plus Q over P times Q. Now these are two factors. P and Q are two factors. But we cannot cancel this P with this P. Why? Because this P is not a factor of this expression. This P is the factor of this expression. In the denominator, we have two factors and the expression is PQ. In the numerator, we have the expression P plus Q. But in the numerator, neither P nor Q are the factors of this expression. So we cannot cancel this P with this P. Please keep these points in your mind because these are going to help us to solve the questions of the exercise. Let's discuss some examples now. Here, first of all, you have to decide how many factors do you have in the numerator and how many factors do you have in the denominator. If you look at the numerator, the first factor is 2 because it says 2 times A. So I can write it as, if I write it separately, by the way, if you want to write them separately, you can write. Otherwise, you can solve it directly over here in the question, right? You can write it 2 times A times the bracket A minus B. Right? And in the denominator, A minus B. Now, if I will put this A minus B into a bracket, it will become a factor. But if I will leave it as A minus B, then these are two terms, right? To make it, think it as a factor, I can put it in a bracket or I will put it in a bracket. Why? Because if you multiply it by 1, it will remain the same. And now I have a factor 1 and this bracket. Right? Now look at this. This whole bracket can be cancelled with this whole bracket. So what is left in the numerator? 2 times A is left. And in the denominator, we are left only with A. So 2 times A over 1 will be 2A. Right? If you want to write them separately like this, you can write it 2 times A times bracket A minus B, inside the bracket A minus B, and in the denominator we have A minus B. To change it into to look like it, this one as a factor, you can put it in the bracket. So we can cancel the factor in the numerator with this factor in the denominator. Now look at the second example. Sometimes it's not possible to simplify the fractions. For example, if you have a fraction 3 out of 5, There is no common factor that can divide both of them, right? So we usually leave it like this. Not usually, always we leave it like this. Same is the case in the algebraic fraction. Sometimes it's not possible. If some of you are thinking that we can cancel this p with this p, no way, because this p is not a factor, it's a term of this expression. Okay, p and q are factors in the numerator, but these are not the factors, right? So there's no way that we can cancel any of the factor from the numerator with the denominator. So we will simply say it's not possible to simplify. Now let's start questions from the exercise. Here, okay, if you, for yourself, you can put a dot over here to show that these are the two factors, or simply you can put the multiplication sign between them. If you will leave this u minus v as it is, then they will be considered as two terms. So if you want to think it as a factor, so you put both of them as in one of the bracket, right? So for your convenience, I'm writing it over here like it's 1 time u minus v, or you can say 1 times this bracket, and in the denominator we have v times this bracket u minus v. Now these are the two exactly similar brackets or same factors, so these two can be cancelled. So finally our answer will be 1 out of v. Now better pause the video here, solve question number 12 and 14 on your own, and then play the video to check your answer. So here are the three answers. In question number 14, clearly you can see that 8 and 12, they could be simplified with them. Their common factor is 4, so we can simplify 8 and 12, or you can say we can divide 8 and 12 by 4. So here we will get 2 and here we will get 3. And these two, they cannot be cancelled with each other, so this is the final answer. Let's solve some more questions from the exercise. So here we have s minus t divided by 3s. So if I put it in a bracket just to see what can I cancel with the denominator, so it's not possible to simplify any of the you can say terms or factors, not the numerator and denominator, they do not have any common factor. Here if you put this one in a bracket, so we have like u plus v, this is the first factor by the way, u plus v, and u minus v, the second bracket is the second factor. So we have two factors, and then the denominator, if I put it in this one in the bracket, so it will also become a factor. So these two can be cancelled with each other, so finally the answer will be u minus v. Here I have some challenge questions for you. Better pause the video here, solve these challenge questions on your own, and then play the video to check your answers. So here are the answers for all the three challenge questions. Only this one I'll explain. X plus 7 whole to the power 2. You can repeat it. You can write it as x plus 7 times x plus 7. It means these are two factors. And then one of the factor will be like you can cancel x plus 7 with x plus 7. So x plus 7 will be left. That's all for this video. Hope you understand it.